Hello, everybody. Scott Golden here with the Golden Opportunities Coaching YouTube channel. Welcome to those of you who are new. Welcome back to those of you seasoned veterans of what we do around here. What we do around here is bring about conversations of a psychological, mental health, emotional health, and coaching paradigm. We do that as often as we can, usually several times per week. We try to make a connection with you. Got over 1,500 of these available, and we continue to connect things the way that are beneficial. What are some signs of a toxic friend? That's our concept for today. We all love to be in a position of friendship whenever we can, but sometimes we have toxic friends, or sometimes we are the toxic friends. Some signs that you may be dealing with this may be helpful for you. So please feel free to reach out if you need to at PO Perception on Twitter and or in the About Me section of this YouTube page. That's the best way to get in contact. Either way, we can make something good come from there. The first is overly critical individuals. Look, criticism, as long as it's constructive, can be helpful and useful. Obviously, we don't need someone to always tell us we're 100% right 100% of the time. That can be actually very damaging, especially if we're trying to make self-improvements and or improve the quality of our lives. And so the necessity of constructive criticism is there for any person at any given point in their life. So obviously you don't want to be dealing with a person who's consistently toxic, but at the same time, dealing with someone who is hypercritical or constantly critical or critical just for the benefit of feeling powerful is detrimental and will eventually lead to a problem in the friendship, not among other things. And so the next thing there is if the person's completely rude. The way we say things is just as important as the things that we say. So a person who is completely rude or extremely harsh with how they phrase things without any regard for how you feel and or the nature at which what they're saying is going to have an effect on you is a person who is quite toxic. This is an individual who cares more about their own importance and or their nature to have an influence over you than they actually do the quality of the friendship that they are providing. And the next, kind of way to move forward is to look at the responsibility of the person. Are they a person of integrity? Are they a person of their word? Are they a person of value? Are they a person who does what they say they're going to do and continually follows through unless there's an emergency situation? Obviously, we all have had emergency situations where we're not able to follow through and keep our word. However, if this is consistently happening to somebody, they need to be looked at as an individual who may be overextending themselves and or who doesn't have the proper balance in the decisions they're making and or the promises they're making to other people. Obviously, we need to be careful when dealing with such an individual for a variety of reasons, not limited to the fact that a person who doesn't have that level of follow through is a person that can't really be trusted in the long run with a lot of things. Maturity level is also important. So, irresponsibility and immaturity go hand in hand. An irresponsible person finds it difficult to be mature, an immature person finds it difficult to be responsible. So, looking at the level of connectivity they have to self responsibility before investing in a person for an emotional reason or for a mental reason is super valuable. And sometimes it may not even be what we want to do in how we see the person, but understanding that how we see an individual is directly related to whether or not they can follow through with the words that they have and or the value that they have as it relates to kind of connectability and or making that decision for the future and or doing the things that ultimately lead them to be either dependable or not dependable in our own existence and how we relate with them as individuals. So this is super important and obviously extremely valuable. The next thing is to kind of look at how volatile they are. Volatile individuals, obviously, difficult to depend on for a variety of reasons. A volatile person doesn't really necessarily think about how they're coming across to another person, and it also shows they don't have much, if any, self control. The level of self control that a person has is directly related to how dependable they can be. If a person has the ability to control their own emotions, they are more likely to become dependable in your life with whatever they promise to do, say they're going to do, or in any way have the ability to influence you for the future or for the present moment when we begin to understand the connection between self responsibility and dependability. It's also easier to make decisions about who to surround ourselves with. Hopefully, all of this is helpful. I encourage you to keep your feet on the ground, your mind in the moment. Till next time, everybody.